Welcome back, everybody. It's been 2 weeks. I'm safely back to this location, and a lot's happened. As I predicted, Derek Chauvin was found guilty. In order to appease the masses, to ensure that the mobs did not further damage or burn cities. Yeah, okay. He was found guilty of 3 things: intentionally killing somebody, not giving a shit about killing somebody, and accidentally killing somebody through his negligence. There's only one person who died. I see an appeal and a mistrial and all kinds of stuff coming that's going to be a result of this. Along with this, we also had a congressperson state that if he was not found guilty, then the mob should get more aggressive with their protesting and rioting. But she was a Democrat, so unlike a Republican, she's not being accused of inciting violence. Yeah, so that's one of the things that happened during this time. As a reminder, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Maybe the lawyers thought those 3 things could all occur at the same time. I'm a sociologist. That's why I could tell you from the beginning, before the trial started, that there would be a guilty conviction in order to ensure the appeasement of the mob. Because as long as centralized governments keep the general population arguing about who's oppressed, who's not, and who's oppressing who, and using simple things like color and ethnic discrepancies or disparations, then they can keep us, the people, from paying attention to what they're doing. Things like, I don't know, giving $20 million to Venezuela to discourage people from immigrating to the U.S. Yes, that's a thing. For over 5 years, the U.S. has been paying $20 million plus each year to multiple countries in South and Central America to discourage immigration to our borders. And yet people from those countries still continue to immigrate. So what are those politicians doing? It appears that they are taking money from the U.S. government, saying, okay, we'll fix the problem. Oh, the problem's still there. Give us more money. And we're still paying them? Does anybody else understand how that does not work? You're paying someone to not do something, then they don't do it, and it doesn't change, so you have to continue to pay them. That's literally how blackmail works. But also during this last 2 weeks, we've had another big discrepancy that during the month of March, 172,000 people came across the southern U.S. border illegally. The highest number in 20 years. But, that's Donald Trump's fault because he's an evil bastard. Except that he's not in office. So the only way to remotely blame him is to say that had he been more open with the borders, those people would have already came, and therefore it wouldn't have been an increase because they would have already been here illegally. Okay. Apparently, also a executive order type issue was put in place by President Biden requiring any and all government affiliated people to not use phrases like illegal immigration or illegal alien. On the one hand, okay, alien could be considered disparaging because aliens are little green men from outer space. Yeah, well, they also announced that UFOs are a real thing, so what? We're going to not call extraterrestrials aliens either? As for entering the country illegally or without authorization, if I went into a bank and made an unauthorized withdrawal, that would be illegal. Trespassing is illegal. Entering the country without authorization or any form of acknowledgement is illegal. However, stopping at a border facility, identifying yourself and saying, "Hi, I'm passing your checkpoint and coming to your country for an unknown period of time," okay, at that point, at least you have entered through a door and been registered. People know you're here. You can call the cops without fear. You don't have a pimp named Slickback saying that he will call immigration if you don't shut up and do as you're told. There are worse things in the world. I mean, as opposed to entering the U.S. Now, let's take a look at that. There's an estimated 20 million people in the country without authorization. In a recent speaking engagement, President Biden used the number 11 million. Okay, where did they get that number? Because according to INS estimates for the last 5 years, it's over 20 million. But these are all estimates anyway. So 20 million is over 11 million. I mean, so if you say over 11 million, you're not technically wrong. But here's a catch. People are like, oh, that's so many people. Get them all out of the country. We can't take them in. Well, guess what? I disagree. I believe in American exceptionalism. America is the greatest country on the earth, at least for me. I mean, there are some people who, living in Australia works for them. As for me, I like the U.S. I believe in the exceptional opportunities available in the United States. And we are such a great nation. We could take 100 million more immigrants and it wouldn't matter because we have the ability to house, integrate, and employ that many people. Things we need to do in order to successfully accomplish things like that are for we the people to stand together with we the people and stop listening to government bureaucrats who tell us, oh, you're not smart enough to figure that out. Excuse me? I haven't had COVID yet. I'm not going to get COVID. Why do I know I'm not going to get COVID? Because I don't get in people's faces and breathe their nasty, disgusting breath. Will I get the vaccine? Probably. I haven't gotten COVID. I'm not going to get COVID. Not because it's not a thing, not because I don't believe it exists. It does exist. It is contagious. But if you wash your freaking hands after you go to the bathroom, stop huddling around with strangers, stop going out in public when you're hacking and spewing, and basically act like respectable, decent citizens instead of trailer trash, then maybe we could just curb that spread. Maybe we as Americans can say, you know what? I want to go to work. I need to go to work. I need my employees to go to work. I want to make sure that I have an environment that's safe enough for my workers to be able to do their job and make me money and not die in the process or just get sick. Let's face it, COVID has a 97+% survival rate. So guess what? We can open businesses. Oh, but gee, Mr. Blaylock, aren't you kind of behind the curve? Some states and all across the country are starting to permit us to... Wait a minute. What happened to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Some states are going to permit us to? No, the government doesn't get to tell me where I, a free citizen, can go. Private businesses can tell me, dude, we don't want you to come into our store. We'll meet you at the door. But the government does not get to say, peasant, you will not leave the confines of this radius of your dwelling. The stormtroopers will enforce the curfew. No, that's not what a nation of free people does. A nation of free people makes those decisions for themselves. Do I want to go to work and buy food? Do I want to sit at home and hope that the welfare system will give me enough money to not die? Do I want to go fishing? Okay, I'm going to concede the going fishing one a little bit because, frankly, I'm going to go fishing if I want to go fishing. I agree with getting fishing licenses because a fishing license, the funds, the revenue gained from purchasing a fishing license is used for fish hatcheries that stock streams that ensure that 80,000 individuals fishing in the same river don't deplete the entire stream of life. It's annoying that there are that many people who want to do the same thing, and thus we have to actually do something about it. But, that's life. If everybody takes a Twinkie and nobody puts any more Twinkies on the table, then the table's going to run out of Twinkies. That's also how you build a sustainable society. People have to be willing to do their part to ensure that tomorrow they're going to be able to do what they want to do then. And free citizens make those decisions, not prisoners. Prisoners don't get to make those decisions. They do what the bosses say. Or the bulls, or the crows. Pick your freaking poison, people. Stormtroopers and guards do not rule us. We are Americans. We live free or die. Everybody have a great and a wonderful week, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.